Hello. Today we'll be doing the full review, long-term review of the Scyrox V8. So I've had it for a while now, I've used it for a bit. I can't give you the super long-term, but I think I have enough to judge it, kind of say what I want to say about it. So this is the Scyrox V8. If you don't know what this is already, this is a budget mouse, quote-unquote budget. You know, if you're in the community, you know that budget is it's like $70, right? Calling this budget, and for normal people, not budget. For gaming mice enthusiasts, budget. Anyways, this is known to be right now to be the budget king, to be very good, you know, because of how much it is. Because I'm pretty sure it packs the latest, well, maybe not the latest, but the pretty much up-to-date 3395. It has pretty much everything you might want, including extremely lightweight. This is about 40 grams of weight. It's wireless, of course, and it's overall just really good for what the price offers. So I'm gonna give you kind of my opinion on it, what I've thought about using, since my time using it for a while. So I've used this for a bit, and the first impression, I think the most important part about a mouse, if you ever get a mouse, is probably the shape. If you care about aiming and FPS, I don't know, it depends on you, but the shape is relatively interesting. I think it would be great. I think it's a solid shape overall. It reminds me a lot of the Pulsar X2A or the X2V2. It's although the back has a little bit more of a hump, as you can see. So the back has a hump like this. The X2A does not have that, but it is the same width, I suppose. So overall, I think the shape, obviously it's for claw grip. I don't know how palm grip would use it. It's not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible either. And I use fingertip. I feel like this is a relatively safe shape in terms of you can pull it off with any of these. I think you can pull it off fingertip. I think you can pull, obviously claw's made for claw, and then palm, honestly, I think it's doable too. So yeah, I don't think it's the best fingertip grip mouse. I still prefer my Beast X Mini for fingertip, but I think it is good enough to give it this. It's like a solid recommendation still. It is a safe shape, you know. It can be for fingertip, and it wouldn't be that big of a difference, you know. I still, like I said, I still prefer my Beast X Mini for fingertip. But if you're a claw grip user, or if you don't want to spend double the price for a mouse for fingertip, then I still think the Scyrox V8 is going to be good. So other things to run by it, let's see. The scroll wheel, quite nice. It has this rubber texturing, as you can see. I think it's simple, clean. It works just fine. It has really defined steps, but it's still kind of light. I think they're using optical switches, and they're fine. They're nothing to say about. They click well. They feel okay. I did have this problem though with my Scyrox, where if you clicked on the very edge right here, the clicks would feel mushy and different. Obviously that's not really a problem because it's at the very end. Not really many people are doing that, but that was a problem, and for some reason it stopped for me. So right now these are fine. Before it was really weird, mushy. It wasn't unbearable, just as kind of strange. And well, I don't have that issue anymore, and even if I did, it wouldn't bother me that much because I hold my mouse like this. But I guess that might be something worth knowing. The side buttons, relatively clicky. They're fine, nothing too special about them. They have a little bit of a curve right there, a little bit of a bump right there. I think they're okay. I don't think they're anything too special, but they're not bad. I think basically, yeah. So overall impressions are, I think it is a solid mouse in terms of the clicks. There's no complaints with the clicks and everything. It's fine. That's good. I think the best proposition here is the weight. It's at about 40 grams, and it does not have any holes, unlike the Beast X Mini. So it is a full mouse where you don't even need you don't need grip tape like the Beast X Mini, or you don't need it, but you know what I mean. You don't need anything like that at all. It is very much usable on its own. And yeah. So this is a wireless mouse. You do get the puck. Let me get that really quickly. Sorry. This is going to be the wireless puck. It looks like that. Yep. And it's pretty solid, does the job. The battery life is not that great on the Scyrox, unfortunately. And it seems I'm not sure if mine's degrading or it's always never been that good, but it's not that great, but it's not a huge deal. In my opinion, it's only a problem if you really don't charge your mouse often, if it bothers, I don't know. That is a slight issue, but considering the weight you're getting for it, I think it's a little bit of a, you know, good trade, I suppose. So let's talk a little bit more about the specs. So this the Scyrox V8 does support 8K polling. I'm not a fan personally of 8K polling or even 4K or even 2K. I really stick to 1K. But the Scyrox does support that. But keep in mind, like, the battery is already kind of poor. So running 8K on this would not be really great for the battery life. So that's something to keep note of, I suppose. But yeah. The bottom has a DPI button, and that's the power button. And when you turn it on the side, you can see the LED. Yeah, which gives you a little bit more. So it's more information, so that's cool. But yeah, so I think my overall opinion about the Scyrox is it's a pretty solid mouse. It's still not #1, and that's to be expected. It's a budget mouse. It's still pretty good though. So I think this is a pretty solid buy. Let's say if you want to upgrade from something old, like, I don't know, maybe even like an X2A or X2V2 or X2H. I mean, if you have an X2H, this is a pretty solid upgrade, and it's not like super expensive, unlike the Beast X Mini. So it is a pretty solid mouse overall. The only thing I think there's really nothing to hate about it except, well, let's see. It is super lightweight. It does feel cheap, but that's because it's super lightweight, and that's kind of how they achieve it. So I'm not really mad at it, but it does feel relatively cheap because, you know, it's the plastic, but that is how they achieve that weight. So that's the kind of a trade-off you're going to make for that, I suppose. But besides that, I think it might be the shape. The shape is fine. Like I said, it's a very solid shape, but I would still recommend you go for a mouse that's perfectly for your grip style, right? I play fingertip. I use my Beast X Mini over this one when I play, but still, it is a solid mouse overall. If you don't know your grip type, or you are a claw grip, then this is probably perfect. If you do know, then I would maybe consider something else. But for the value, for the money, it is its own league. It's on its own league. It is a league of its own. So I can't really say no to the value proposition there. The stock skates are quite nice. They're pretty solid. They're like relatively quick, and they do seem to be pretty nice. So I no complaints there. In fact, I actually really like them. I did make a video about that, so if you wanted to see that, you can totally watch that. But yeah, that's kind of all I really have to say about the Scyrox. It's not much to say, but the Scyrox is a solid mouse. I don't. $70, it does offer pretty good performance, pretty good everything really, to be honest, especially the weight. I think the weight is a big one, so it's 40 grams. That's like lighter than any mouse I own except the Beast X Mini, and for the price is really good. So I think this is basically, I haven't tried a Ninjutsu Sora, but I'm pretty sure this is just a better version. And the same thing with the X2H. Unfortunately, Pulsar's X2H is basically outclassed in most areas by the Scyrox, even though the shape is the same. Not this one, the X2H is a hump, but, you know, it's kind of to demonstrate my point. So, yeah, the Scyrox, solid mouse overall. You don't need it, but pretty solid value. So if you want to give it a try, or you want to upgrade from something else, I don't see that's not a bad idea, you know. But keep in mind the shape. I think that's really all I have to say about the Scyrox. Let me run you guys through a quick sound test. So here's going to be the left click. I'm going to do it first the mouse pad, then I'll do it up to the camera. So here I'm going to do clicks, left click, right click, yep, that's going to be the Scyrox review. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I think I'm going to leave my video there. If you did like the video or want to see more reviews like this, please leave a like and maybe sub, but that's totally up to you. But thank you for watching. I will see you guys on the next review. Peace.